Hey everybody, it's CJ. Need to kill some time. Uh, so I took a walk down by the river. It's actually been a pretty good day. Things are going great with my sister, her recovery. If those who have followed knows that she had a medical procedure that was pretty invasive and everything, but she's on point, so that's good. Okay, I'm relieved and grateful for that. Um, she had the hard part, my sister, but yeah. I decided to come down and check out the river. It's always very peaceful. I find it tranquil. This is the Red River. It is between Shreveport, Louisiana, and beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana, and yeah, Northwest Louisiana. Definitely would love to see you guys come check us out. Um, oh, there's people. I'm gonna walk over here. I don't want to do like a video of there's people. If most people that come down here this time of night, it's kind of like a little romantic-y kind of thing. I don't want to you know, uh, I don't want to crash into that. And also, I'm doing a video. I don't want to seem a little bit. I don't want to seem any more schizo than I already am. So, in the distance, beautiful lights uh, on the bridge, Texas Street Bridge. Uh, it's got a few different names. To me, it's always the Texas Street Bridge, So, uh, you know, but it's officially the Long Island Bridge, and then the part of it that is lit up with the lights, the LED lights. Uh, it's a new, within a couple of years. It was privately inspired, and about half of the funding for it was raised by a doctor in town. His name is Rakowski, and so uh, in honor, they named the bridge, and they put a plaque or a little archway with the name Rakowski Bridge of Lights. It doesn't. Ironically, the name of the bridge, I don't know if it lights up or not. It's not very noticeable. I never really paid that much attention. Maybe I will today. I'll have to look. Does it show up at night? I can't remember. um, I know during the daytime, it's not always noticeable. I love this. And also, I do a lot of videos where I don't like point a camera at my face because it's dark or whatever. Or I like talking about some food or something that I made or something. That's basically the same food that I make all the time anyway. But I was really excited. Those chicken wings that I made the other day, and I posted a video about. I think I did chicken wings made with baking powder, but what I did was I used a double agent, a double acting baking powder, and it's actually better. Let me just go ahead and say this now, in case you've seen it, and then we're talking now. It's better to actually use a single acting or a single agent baking powder that is non-aluminum. Uh, uh, it's better to reduce aluminum intake if we can. It's in the blood naturally anyway, and it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, you don't want to overly uh, uh, use aluminum that you're going to consume, So, and which is something that I really learned, and I've been like in kitchens most of my life professionally, and then as a hobbyist, But yeah, uh, basically, when I say that, I mean it's like, hey, I live alone. I got to cook my own meals. Better make it a hobby. But yeah. So there are some types of baking soda that are non-aluminum and that you know that react primarily with the introduction of liquid versus an aluminum baking powder that reacts with heat. So, uh, or did I get that backwards? I don't know. Anyway, non-aluminum. Uh, and that probably accounted for when I was making the wings. There was a little bit of a. It must be backwards because the oven was hot. It was great. I don't know. I don't know. I do know there was some chalkiness to the chicken that I used. Recapping, my recaps are long, and then so I added some fluid, and yeah. Um, then that kind of got rid of the ashy looking chicken, and then I rolled it around in hot sauce anyway. So I was making hot wings, but yeah, that was my big excitement personally. And I love that my life sometimes is that personally relaxed. Um, and even in times of concern for others or something like that, there's still a stillness. There remains a stillness throughout that situation that definitely can help get someone through. So it's a big uh, remembering to stop, breathe, calm down, try to keep things in perspective. I can't say that I'm always good about that. I do get a little high strung sometimes. The big thing for me would be the little things, like for instance, uh, my apartments. So they're huge, this complex. And so what they're doing is they're dividing the workload, and they're giving, they're, yeah, they're like, hey, one of the, you're going to be in my building and another building. Uh, they gave us a note, and that our management office is going to be in the business center that's in my building versus the uh, leasing office or whatever, And it's like, uh, I guess they're compartmentalizing. I think they're doing it on because it's so huge, and so there's going to be like six really, really huge buildings that we know of so far on this property, and so they're dividing it. I don't know but the letter they sent was like, you will in the future, you will from henceforth, or for moving forward, or whatever it is, uh, or after today, or starting today, uh, or they gave a date or something like that. Uh, Residents of this building and this building will report to uh, the manager in this office. And I'm like, this is the part that tricks me. Like, I don't report to anybody. I don't work for these people. So it's just the weird wording is like, gets me every time. It's like little things like that would be like, so I can sort of uh, use with like my initial thing was, I wanted to let them know, hey, I do not report. you know uh and then again, taking a step back, it's not about that. So like, if I have a maintenance issue, then I need to fill out a maintenance request, and that's a type of report, and I would report. So but it's not like reporting to you know uh whatever. But anyway, whatever. Some of the language when they post these little things in the door or whatever, like for large communities, and sometimes to efficiently communicate, instead of communicating through the app that they have, or something like that, they will uh, they will send out memos. And it's like, sometimes when there's a lot going on, there might be 3 or 4 memos stuck on my door within the same week. And at first it was like, oh my God, this is really annoying. Do I need to know all this? I don't. Why don't y'all put it in a newsletter? Once a month newsletter. You know what the hell's going on. You know what's coming up in your month to come. Put it in a newsletter, and then if you need to amend it or whatever, save it till the next newsletter. Do it once a month or something. Do you know how much step work they would save? Or how much energy or something like that. But no, nobody likes that idea. Okay, so anyway, memo. Memo as memo need be. We'll just walk around. So if they want to have their manager, their assistant manager, or something like that, walk around up about oh 12, 13 flights of stairs that there were you between, because it's a 3-story walk-ups, and then there's like 3 entrances to these big buildings or whatever. If they want to have someone walk around and do all that, let them. It's not my business. Okay, so I'm really just entertaining myself. None of this is serious. I'm feeling a lot of gratitude. Uh, Went to a meeting. That's always fun. Did a little bit of socializing. The moon looks beautiful. Where is it? Aha! There it is. Right there. I can see it in the sky and it shows a little better. These phones are better than the ones before, though. There used to be like, I would come out and I would try to take pictures of the moon or videos of the moon or something like that with the phone, and it really doesn't do very well. And it still doesn't do well today uh, with my little camera phone, um, but what's up? It's like it's better than it used to be. I really need to think about getting a professional like camera with flash lens and all that, and then I can go around and take some really interesting pictures of my city as I see it. I'm all in white and everything, and I'm like, oh my god, do they see me? It is. I have to be careful as a pedestrian when I'm walking. I do want to be careful because I am aware of the fact that this is a downtown area and it's mostly residential, but where I'm walking right now is right in front of some casinos, and there's some bars in this area, so people might be a little bit uh, they're not supposed to be intoxicated driving, but you know how people are, so I have to be aware of that, or distraction driving, so as I do my little walk. And I do it in the evening because it's cooler. If I do it at night, I would be breaking a sweat and stuff. I don't like that. So, uh, I tell you, under the bridge, we have these crosswalks. These were the original crosswalks. And I'll still use them if there's not much traffic coming like right now. But officially, the crosswalk is at that light up there that connects these 2 casinos. But there's no indicator. We have these lines here, but at night, a car can't see that. Do you know what I mean? And watch this. 25 miles an hour. So, nope. People don't really go 25 miles an hour through here. They go a lot faster. But I do love the colors underneath the bridge too. I think people should love their town, their city. I love the effects of walking through these lights. It's like, oh my god, look, changing colors. I think people should do as much as they can to work for the betterment of their town and for their city and everything. And it's all good. A lot of people hang out down here at night. Uh, you know, uh, I think it's kind of cool. I love the diversity in culture. Uh, sometimes they're homeless. Sometimes they're just really creative individuals who love to spend some time outside or whatever. But, uh, we actually have some pretty good resources in town for people who find themselves in dire straits, so to speak. So that's kind of cool. Like I will say, for a town this size and for our, uh, transient community, sometimes they're transient and sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're just homeless, but they're not really going through they're homeless, but they're not like traveling. Transient to me means, I don't know, someone on the move. I don't know how to say it. I don't know what the proper term. Someone who is residentially challenged in the current time. We have a lot of resources to help with that, and a lot of aftercare, and it's something that I advocate for. Uh, in my life, I've been residentially challenged, usually due to my own reckless, I would say, decisions based upon the information that was available and the absence of treatment for things that should be treated. Um, you know, what's great about that, a little bit of um, an aspect into the recovery that I have is that I don't actually have to give up my quirkiness, my personality, my weirdness. I don't have to become cookie cutter to anybody else, and that's kind of cool. That's one of the things that people sometimes resist any sort of treatment for whatever they might need for any sort of like mood disorder or anything, whatever that would require that. 12-step. One of the things, 12-step recovery, or anything of the like. One of the hardest things about change is not knowing what the change will bring about, even if it's a positive change. Uh, it's hard to let go of something when you're unsure. You know, it's almost like being. What's an analogy I can use? Um, it's almost like being a cat that has found out he has climbed, like a house cat, neighborhood cat, finds out he has climbed too high in the tree, and is suddenly petrified and scared to come down on his own. That is what I can relate to, uh, sort of like a fear of change might be like for some people. It was for me. Like, I'm too scared to move. I'm petrified to the place or whatever. And a lot of that is just when it comes to healthy changes in a person's emotional health, for whatever the ailment may be, whatever the root may be, the fear of that change, not knowing what's to come, or you know how to be in the absence of the ailment. You know, then you have to. Oh my God! Well, how do I go through learning how to be? What's life going to be like? More healthy, and I say more healthy because I don't think anybody's entirely healthy. So I'm kind of getting a little spitzy, a little moisty for the walk. Uh, let's see. So I want to always kind of stay in like a place of having like generalized love for people. I think that's really, really important to remember that. As far as the human condition goes, we're all part of the same kind of experience, and that's kind of cool. But to do that doesn't mean that we have to sacrifice our individualism or that our differences have to be a threat at all. So, not exactly my type of music. I mean, I could probably groove on it. Some friends of mine, they asked me if I would go to a concert with them, and I was actually flattered that they asked me. I don't, usually when it comes to a concert engagement, I'm the one pushing it. Some friends asked me, and the two bands are a doubleheader that we're going to go see at the Municipal Auditorium, and I don't know much about either one of them. I've listened to, since I've committed to go, I've listened to a couple of songs, but one band is Theory of a Dead Man, and the other band is Skillet. I don't know either one of them, but It's going to be fun. It's really going to be fun because of the people that I'm going with. They're really awesome. So anyway, yeah. Uh, what else is going on that I can talk about in any sort of positive way? I'm just in a really good mood. Oh, this. Uh, I have eaten today a total of 89 carbs. That's too many carbs in one day. It's not like so many carbs that it's like, oh my God, bro. Uh, but the good thing about it is that it was in a chocolate shake. All the carbs were in a chocolate shake. So aside from that chocolate shake, because my sister, I was visiting with her and she was having like some Sonic and she was like, well, while I'm at it, you want it? And I thought about it. I was like, okay, yeah, I guess a chocolate shake. So they delivered a chocolate shake. So, and then, that's so good. I mean, she's doing so well that she's actually like ordering food in. Like, but anyway, yeah. So, yeah, it's like had the chocolate shake, 89 calories, and there's a little bit of guilt behind it, but the last few days have been pretty strictly keto. And so what I'll do is I'll go home. It'll be, by the time I get there, it'll be about 11:30ish or whatever, very close to midnight. I will have my calorie count starts over at midnight. That's my traditional, because I'm like, ew. Because a lot of times I'm like sitting with my plate at 11:59 waiting for that damn clock to click over. Let me tell you that. No, not so much anymore. Man, when I first started it. But I've really been happy with the results of it, and I'm glad that I have restarted my keto again. I actually hadn't changed. I took a keto break some time ago, but I really hadn't changed. You know, it really didn't affect me. I didn't, whatever. It's just for a few weeks. And then it was like, it really didn't bother me or affect me that much. And that's kind of cool. Every once in a while on a diet like this, I was talking to a friend of mine who's doing a keto diet. And I was like, and it's to help him curb his diabetes as well to help him maintain it a little better. It's really, really good. Every once in a while, though, you have to with something like this, you have to make sure it's really okay for your body to become ketogenic and to produce, and to burn ketones, which is it's good to do that. I don't know the technical how it works. I just know that means that your body is burning on itself as much as it is burning on food that you consume, and that you're using storage in your body, which that accumulate. That's why we get fat, is that we store too much, so that it kind of helps, right? So that's a keto, converting. I think ketones is really what it is. Keto is like a Cheeto. Ketones, I think that they help convert fat back into usable fuel to process out of the body or something. I don't know. Anyway, I just know. Look it up if you're interested in the technical stuff. I did. I found it fascinating, and then 2 years later or so, I have forgotten it. But long story short, every once in a while, you need to watch yourself and take a break from this, because you don't want to have your body go a step beyond ketosis and slip into acidosis, and that is when your body becomes like really acidic, and it's not getting everything that it needs, including enough oxygen going through your system. And that happened to me once since I did the diet, and it was really weird. And it was an accident. I was out. Actually, I was with my sister. We were out doing some shopping or something like that, or not even really shop. What were we doing? I don't know. We went out. We got some things, but none of it was like I had to cook it. I was gonna go home and have to cook it or whatever. I don't know what was going on. I don't know. I was kind of experiencing. We were gonna go through a drive-through. The drive-through was closed, so we found ourselves close to the house. I was like, let me just go home, and I went home. As soon as I got my, that's when I was, yeah. As soon as I got my items upstairs, I was like, I was starting to experience a confusion. I mean, I'm a naturally confused person, like I'm a big buffoon anyway sometimes, but no, it's like, oh my God. And just weirdness and everything like that. Feeling queasy, feeling a little bit dizzy. And so, I mean, like, disoriented. I was experiencing a disorientation and a disorientment. I don't know. I need to practice my conjugation. I love this table. I was thinking one of these days, I have some square tables that I can use in the room, in that spare room, that I can put some plants on. If later on I find like a really round dining room table, if I want to kind of expand or work with that. But anyway, never mind. My God, you would think I was like you know uh, what's the word? Yeah. Acidosis. You would think I was acidosis right now from the way I'm digressing, but no, that's the way I naturally talk. Plus, I've had 89 carbs today, so I'm not. Uh, anyway, so yeah, I took off and I was going to go find some food, or either I was going to go like, oh my God, did I do something wrong? Do I need to go get checked out at the ER or something like that? I was thoroughly like confused with it. So anyway, I learned my lesson the hard way. Hey, yes, this diet, it works. But if you end up overdoing it, like any diet, you can't just do it like a crash diet. You can end up passing out, anything like that. So there are, like in any diet, every once in a while you've got to break it. Doesn't mean that you go stupid crazy with it. It just means you sometimes do. If you're on a low carb, every once in a while your body does need to process carbs that are complex carbs and not just uh, fibrous carbs, but sometimes your body does need net carbs. So don't just take this diet on without some sort of medical consultation, I guess I should say. Unofficially, I was going a lot to my doctor when I first became diabetic, and I was consulting, and it wasn't on a doctor's advice. They gave me some parameters, and I was like, gee, this sounds interesting, but I think I'm going to do this, which was kind of like a souped up thing. And then later on, they were like, well, what's your secret? And I'm like, my secret is obsessive, compulsive, action. And I took this as a damn fight when they were talked about, the diabetes. So it's like, I took it as a fight, a challenge that I was going to fight and win my type 2 diabetes because, fuck insulin shots. That does not look fun. I mean, I've done a lot of drugs. I really just wasn't into needles, and I don't do drugs anymore. So anyway, but it was my joke. It was like, I know, it was tacky. Anyway, oh, I'm just talking because I'm almost home, but I've also been talking for about 30 minutes. Let me get under this lamppost. I want to say goodbye to you, and just let you know that no matter who you are, no matter what your journey is, I love you. Thank you for listening to this rambling. It makes no sense at all most of the time. I have no point. I think for me, the best time is when I'm kind of walking around and rambling and talking without agenda, just experiencing the beauty of serenity, which is peace of mind, which is the goal that I think every self aware creature wants. Now to go home and look at the plant. Love and light. Good night.